So it's that time again for some more NBA 2K20 news. Didn't expect to do 51 episodes, but 2K released some more information late last night pertaining to a mode that is kind of dear to my heart. We'll get into that in a second. But before we get started, can I give a big shout out to my boy Shady? Got a chance to meet him a few times at a couple of events. I'm a big fan of his. He does a lot of editing for 2K. He recreates real life NBA moments in 2K. And he also does NBA 2K highlights for celebrities. These are screenshots of his My Player. I guess he's gonna be able to show himself in the game now, finally. Go follow him on Twitter and YouTube and tell him Shake sent you. In other news, courtesy of the 2K20 Insider, we've got this pic of how it looks when you're selecting teams for an exhibition game or maybe a quick match. Notice that you can change the color of your headbands, your arm sleeves, the leg accessories, socks. This is small, but it's new and it's pretty cool. And I like the way it looks, how the players look standing there holding the ball. The lighting and the shading looks really good too. And if you didn't already see it, 2K dropped their first commercial a couple days ago. Kind of reminds me of the old We Got Next commercial from a few years back. I like when you see Jason Tatum taking a shot and you see that green release. I always felt like 2K didn't really have to spend the money on commercials because it seems like their trailers alone should garner enough attention, especially over social media. You put the momentous trailer on TV, I think people are gonna line up to buy the game. Now for the last few days, there's been rumors that there's still an unannounced feature in NBA 2K20. Chris Manning responded with this Kobe Bryant gif to our guy 2K Intel, basically confirming that there is still more that we haven't heard about yet. So of course I had to respond asking if it's new locations for the JRC/walk-on. And Chris Manning responded, no, but the rec will see some new small updates. And by calling it the rec already let me know that they're no longer calling it the JRC or the Jordan Rec Center. They're just calling it the rec. Now prior to his response to me, finding out that there might be some more information that we haven't heard about yet, sparked a little bit of a Twitter rant on my part, where I was saying that back in June, I had tweeted that the JRC needs a facelift. For most people who got tired of playing my career in 2K19, the JRC was their second most played multiplayer mode. It was like a quick way to rep up, either playing with friends or with randoms, and still have that 5v5 atmosphere. But I said, but that black versus white with no crowd got boring extremely fast. Not seeing it in NBA 2K20 trailers has me spooked. And that was really just a side comparison to the walk-on of NBA 2K18, where you actually had a crowd reacting to how you guys were playing on the court. You guys already know how I feel about bringing back the Got Next system from 2K15 in the JRC. I'm all for wearing whatever you want to wear. Like that feature I think is really cool. Shirts versus skins was my suggestion, or maybe solid shirts versus white shirts, but you can still wear your street gear in the rec. Like I'm all for that, but the very last thing I want to do is sit on the Got Next and watch somebody else play for 4 more quarters. 5v5 matchmaking is a godsend. But my primary suggestion was just more locations. As I stated back in June, what if the walk-on could be played in many locations with different jerseys and with the ability for teams to vote on the next location? I stated that 2K could do some quarterly updates, like every 3 to 4 months, drop some new walk-on locations throughout the year. This way we'd have something to look forward to for the 5v5 pickup games. Well, Chris Manning felt the need to respond to that tweet as well, saying, you want to see something cool? And later that evening, we got our first look at the rec. And here's that first screenshot. Notice the big panel in the background where it says, welcome to the rec. And you can see a team strategizing right here, also with the crowd in the background. Got ourselves a new logo and loading screen for the rec, basically confirming that this is no longer the JRC. And in this pic here, you can see that no matter what court you're on, you're gonna have somewhat of a crowd that might be reacting to some of the gameplay. And this is kind of a broader look and scale of the new rec center. Now I'm gonna start with the positives. Number one, I'm glad that 2K didn't just leave it the same. I was kind of afraid that they were just gonna neglect this mode. It was gonna be just like how they brought back the neighborhood, but they're gonna bring back the rec center and it's gonna be exactly the same. Black versus white all year long. I don't know if I could take that again. One of the big issues I had with the rec was that it was so quiet, man. It would be so quiet, have these fake games going on in the background. Whenever they would do double rep for this mode, it would get so boring so fast. And I know you can run over to Team Pro-Am for a slightly different look, playing different teams, but as I've stated to people over Twitter, not everybody has friends to play Team Pro-Am. And even me in some cases, I don't want to go to Team Pro-Am with some randoms. If my full team wasn't around and I was itching to play some 5v5 competitive multiplayer, I wasn't going to pick up some randoms and risk my record in Team Pro-Am. And I damn sure wasn't satisfied playing my career. So I do feel like this is a small step in the right direction, 2K adding in a crowd. And personally, I would still like to have new locations. And I know some of you guys say, oh, the 2K would just be copying NBA Live. That's not true at all. I hear that statement often, and it always makes me cringe because it makes me feel like those guys don't know their 2K history. We had several locations in 5v5 pickup games in NBA 2K10 and 2K11. You couldn't squad up with friends without trying to log in at the same time, but it was a lot of fun. We had locations that looked similar to Venice Beach or the Rucker, so 2K did do it first, and they have all the means to do it again. And as far as some of the negatives of this rec, I do notice that it says black versus white. Not sure I want to see that the whole year, but hopefully the new 3v3 Pro-Am outside on the rooftop and maybe some of these new events will keep my attention a little bit longer. I'm just suggesting whatever I can to keep the game interesting for an entire year, because that's how long I plan on playing it. So I do appreciate 2K, updating that mode. Either way, it looks better than last year. I just hope there's not a bunch of fake games being played in the background. And finally, it's time to announce the winner of the top 10 plays of the year, with 38% of the votes on YouTube, as well as 50% of the votes on Twitter. I'd like to congratulate R Hammer for his clip of his team making a huge comeback in 33 seconds. You are our NBA 2K19 top 10 plays of the year champion. You will be receiving NBA 2K20 for free, along with some other consolation prizes that you can reveal over social media and that I will share with the rest of the top 10 fans on my channel in the next top 10 video. I want to thank all the participants. Thank you guys for voting. The top 10s for 2K20 are going to be insane. It's going to be an exciting new year. As always, let me know how you guys feel about all this information in the comment section below. Let's get this news video to 3,000 likes and I'll keep the series going. Make sure you turn on notifications for more news, and I'll see you in the next one. This build has an 87 driving dunk and an 86 ball handle. You know what that means. If you've been following me over the years, that's ankles and a body. You guys know how much I want to get back into doing my career videos again, where we can go back into the park mentality, where the defender reaches and you break his ankles, and then you go to the rim and you posterize the big man.